everybody, Mr. Walker here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a podcasting project using WeVideo and setting it up so that you can work collaboratively with a classmate. So what we're going to do to start with is go to wevideo.com in your browser and you'll select login. And you're going to sign in with Google with your Edina account and select yes. And if it comes up and asks personal and stuff, it should bring you to this screen right here. Now, because we're working on a project that's going to be collaborative, we need to actually create that collaborative project. So I'm going to go to the projects menu and I'm going to click on create new project. And I'm going to call this podcast project. I can put a description in here, but then when it comes to the type of project I want to do, I want to make this collaborative so that my partners and I can work on this together. And then I'll click the next button. And I can go in and select members, or I can invite with the link. In this case, I'm going to get the link to invite my collaborator. I can add media if I want to. In this case, I'm not going to do that yet. And I'm going to go to create video. All right, so that is the first step in the podcasting project. In the next step, I'm going to invite Mr. Deal to the project and show the process of recording and editing. If you need to add others to your project after you've already created it, you can go into where the projects are here in your dashboard, and if you roll your mouse over to the right, one of the options is invite to project. And then again, you can either select the members if you know this person's name, or you can even just grab the link here. If you click next, you can copy that link and then send it off to them, and that will give them access to your podcast to be able to add content. Hey everybody, Mr. Walker here along with Mr. Deal, and we're going to demonstrate what it would be like to put together the podcast using WeVideo. And we're going to start by looking at it if you were sitting next to each other and having the conversation and recording it on your Chromebook. So what I'm going to do here is I've got the WeVideo project up, and right now there's nothing recorded as I scroll down here, but I'm going to be utilizing the narrate button to start recording the audio that's going to go underneath for this project. And because we're together in the same room, pretending that we are, when we hit record, it's going to pick up both of us and narrate what's happening. And so for that, I'm going to click narrate. And then down here, you have to click the record button. It gives you a countdown. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Walker, and I'm here with Mr. Deal, and we're talking about favorite summer activities. How's it going today, Mr. Deal?
Great. How are you?
Doing awesome. So, for this summer, what do you have planned? What's some favorite activities that you have?
Well, the first couple of weeks of summer, I like to try to make some extra money by cleaning some windows. And then I try and play as much golf as I can and ride my bike and hang out with my friends.
Awesome. What is your golf handicap right now?
I don't have an official one, but checking it, looking at it, kind of figuring it out online, it's about a 14.
Wow, that's pretty good. I have not played golf in 20 years, so I would be much higher than that. And what are some favorite places you like to go bike riding?
Well, there's a lot of trails by my house. I like to use those. As I get older, I don't want to do a whole lot of off-roading like I used to when I was young.
Sure.
So I generally just stick to trails and keep things kind of casual.
Awesome. Okay, so now I've stopped it, and if I want to listen to it, I can. See how it goes. Notice that I paused. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Walker. I paused before I started talking to give myself a little bit of room if I need to edit. I really should have paused a little bit more at the end to also give myself a little bit of room. And that's something that as you're recording audio and video, you always want to give yourself a little bit of extra space on the front end and the back end so that it edits in a better way. So once I listen to it and I like it, I'm going to hit save. And you'll see that that audio appears down at the bottom. And now I can go in and now you can see where the audio is. I can go in here and I might clip it so that this part, which is all dead space, I can delete it and slide this in. I can also then start thinking through some other components of this. And once I'm really satisfied, let's pretend that we did the whole interview and everything worked. Then when I'm ready, I can come up here and say finish. And this is going to be, I can do it with audio only. You'll want to make it public so that when it saves, and you'll want to save it to your Google Drive. If you did want to add some images and other things, you could do that and make it more of a video format. But for this particular podcast, it's probably going to just be audio only that you're going to be doing. But then you'd go ahead and export. Now, it's also possible because Mr. Deal is a collaborator on this, and you can see I see him there on here. He could actually go in and let's, for fun, Mr. Deal, maybe go in and add some, why don't you go in as a collaborator and maybe you can add some audio, it's a little bit of music to be on the back end of it, a little bit below that, so that we can get a little bit of ambiance for the project.
Okay.
So he's going to look for some audio. And there it is. And he can move that then to the start. Drag it over, look at that. And now that it's dragged over, I could even come in and say, okay, I want the playhead to be at the very end of our thing, and I'm going to clip it there. So now it's clipped and we can delete the part that we don't want. But then I can go in and click on the audio options, and I can start here and say, okay, I maybe want my audio to start off a little bit louder, but then right about here, I want to bring it down so that it's just barely in the background. Like so. And now if I play this, hi everybody, this is Mr. Walker and I'm here with Mr. Deal and we're talking about favorite summer activities. How's it going today? And so that audio would play through there and kind of be a nice ambiance for the podcast. Now, sometimes maybe if there's a dramatic moment in the podcast, you could add some extra audio as part of that. Or if there's certain parts where you don't want audio, but then as you're telling the story, you want to add some audio to it. Obviously, you want that audio to be something that's going to enhance the overall theme of the podcast of what you're talking about, but that would be a way that you could add some of that stuff. But again, once everything is all done, you'll click finish, select audio only, make sure you select drive and make it public so that anybody with the link can listen to it, and then you'll be all set. So I'm going to come back here, and Mr. Deal, thank you very much for helping me out today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we will talk to you later.
Okay.
So one of the things that's happened when we recorded, and we were actually using Google Meet to record Mr. Deal, is that when you listen back, you'll see that there's gaps that occurred here and here while I was talking, and also here. And Mr. Deal wasn't able to share his stuff. So what he ended up doing is going in later and recording a new track, narrating, and added in his information here as well as here, so that once it plays, it sounds like a conversation. So here's an example of that.
First couple of weeks of the summer, I like to watch some videos. Awesome. What is your golf handicap right now? My handicap is
So it sounds as though we were actually recording, but he went back and added the track that had his answers below it and matched it with the space between. Now, in some cases here, we could have probably cut out a little bit of the space here and a little bit of space here so that it goes a little more smoothly. To do that, I could drag my playhead here, make sure that it's selecting just the track I want, and clip it, and then drag a little bit farther this way and clip it again. And if I zoom in, I can cut this out and then slide things over to make it work a little more smoothly and drop in. So you can play around with it a little bit so that the sound as you're listening to things is a little bit tighter. And it plays much smoother. There aren't as many breaks as there once were. So WeVideo does a great job of being able to easily clip and edit the tracks. Again, the other thing that I noticed when we played it back was that the sound was a little bit high on this track. So I can come in and maybe move it down to 10 and come over to the end and bring it down to 10 there so that it plays a little bit nicer in the background. Let's listen. And by doing that, it can give a little bit nicer feel to it. So you get that ambiance in the background without overpowering the audio that you're trying to convey. So give it a try and let us know if you have any questions.